You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister of Guinea-Bissau, Nunu Gomez-Nabiam, will be among the 333 dignitaries from 65 countries who will come to Cambodia to observe the National Assembly election to be held this Sunday. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
According to the press release issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation yesterday, Prime Minister Nunu Gomez-Nabiam will pay a state visit to Cambodia from July 21 to July 24 at the invitation of the Prime Minister Hun Sen. During his visit, the Guinea-Bissau Prime Minister will personally observe the election and exchange expertise on the election process. Nunu Gomez-Nabiam will also make a courtesy call to the Prime Minister Hun Sen, who has invited him to a state dinner. Their meeting will provide an opportunity for the two leaders to discuss relevant topics, develop action plans for promoting mutual beneficial cooperation, and exchange views on the regional and international issues of the mutual interest of the common concern. The Guinea-Bissau Prime Minister will also meet with Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Interior, So Keng. Then the foreign dignitaries will state visit. This will be the foreign dignitary's first state visit to Cambodia since he became Prime Minister in 2020. His visit will be a notable event for strengthening relations between the two countries for the benefit of their people and their governments. In a telegram message this morning, Prime Minister Hun Sen specially thanked the Prime Minister of Guinea-Bissau in addition to Malaysia's parliamentary speaker, both who will be direct observers in the 7th National Assembly election this Sunday. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Phnom Penh Capital Administration has released the locations and departure times of 430 buses set to transport people to the provinces on Election Day for free to facilitate the travel of workers and peoples to their hometowns for the July 23rd election. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has the story.
The administration announced on July 19th that 430 buses are prepared as a free public transportation service and will be departing Phnom Penh on July 22nd and returning July 24th. Everyone is encouraged to ride regardless of political affiliation. Within Phnom Penh, the capital administration allotted 80 buses to transport people to the polls. For transporting workers and employees from Phnom Penh to the provinces and back, 350 buses will be used. The administration also appealed to all company owners and bus owners to keep transportation costs unchanged to facilitate easy travel for workers and citizens. On July 11th, Prime Minister Hun Sen ordered the Ministry of Labour and Phnom Penh Capital Hall to provide 300 to 353 buses to transport workers to the polls, alternative to the hardship of the workers and facilitate the election in Cambodia. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The Royal Government announced that Senate elections will be happening on February 25th, 2024. The fifth legislator of the Senate will be instated by votes from a commune councillors and fellow parliamentarians, all of whom currently belong to the reigning Cambodian People's Party. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
While the upcoming National Assembly election requires the participation of ordinary citizens, Cambodia's Senate members, who have 6-year terms, are elected by the government officials. The 2024 election will see senators campaigning for 58 of the 62 seats. Meanwhile, 2 seats will be appointed by the King and 2 by the National Assembly. During the last Senate election 2018, the CPP won 58 seats. The CPP also currently 125 national seats. Political parties FUNIPEC, the Cambodian Youth Party, the Khmer National Unity Party also ran in the previous state election, but failed to get enough votes to win any seats. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Hun Sen's Facebook page has been reactivated less than a month after he quit the platform in protest of the Meta Oversight Board's recommendation that his page be suspended. The move also comes just days before Sunday's election. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has the details.
The Prime Minister's official page, Samdech Hun Sen, Cambodian Prime Minister, was reactivated under the control of his assistant, Dong Dara, which was announced via a Facebook post last night. His assistant wrote that the page will stay active for the benefit of society. He also claimed Prime Minister would not be using the page directly. "I do not want to lose the important page that I have been using for 13 years, Dong Dara wrote. The page was originally a fan page for Prime Minister Hun Sen, but was eventually taken over by the Prime Minister while Dungdara became his assistant. The Prime Minister deactivated his Facebook page, which has more than 14 million followers, on June 29 after Meta's Oversight Board had announced its recommendation to suspend the Prime Minister's account for 6 months, finding he violated Facebook's policy by inciting violence against his opponents. In response, the Prime Minister deleted his Facebook page and the Ministry of Post barred the 22 members of the Oversight Board from entering Cambodia, saying the decision was political motivated. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. On the morning of July 19th, Labor Minister Ut Sam Heng met with Roh Hyun Jun, Director of the Korea International Cooperation Agency, or KOICA, in Cambodia. The two discussed the partnership between Cambodia and South Korea in the fields of technical and vocational education and training, or TVET, and information communication technology skills, also known as ICT. They also signed a 5-year cooperation plan in pursuit of developing Cambodia's technological capacity. The KOICA director reaffirmed his agency's commitment to joining Cambodia on building professional skills in the field of technology communication for Cambodian youth and to sending their experts to train Cambodians in professional development. In response, Ut Sam Heng thanked KOICA for their cooperation and for supporting the training at TVET in terms of capacity building of civil servants, technical teachers, and students, providing Korean volunteers, and building infrastructure and training equipment for Cambodia's programs. The minister emphasized the importance of developing ICT skills in Cambodia, especially in the field of vocational training, for which the government has laid out a plan starting later this year, which will provide vocational training to 1.5 million impoverished and vulnerable youth across the country. The KOICA director thanked the Ministry of Labor and Vocational Training for its support of KOICA's mission over the last 20 years, especially its mission to contribute to human resource development in Cambodia. He stressed that South Korea's government considers Cambodia to be the second most important country in the region in terms of developing TVET skills, and that it is also committed to bringing its national skills and training experience to help train the Cambodian people and develop the national economy. Kristen Winters, EAC News. You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Minister of Posts and Telecommunications of Cambodia, Chia Van Det, has instructed the public to alert the Ministry of Posts of any failure of cell phone service so that they can take action against weak phone service providers. Through an audio message on the public official's Telegram channel yesterday, Chia Van Det said, quote, "Wherever there is no telephone service, you can complain to the ministry and the ministry will call the company, and then everyone will see it," end quote. He emphasized that the ministry had issued a declaration on the quality of mobile and internet services, giving companies 8 months to improve the quality of its telecommunication services. He said that from now on, the Ministry of Posts will fine any company that does not improve the quality of its telecommunication services. Kristen Winters, EAC News. You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Ministry of Information spokesperson Mia Sopon told EAC News that the royal government's decision to block 4 news websites is because they spread false information and fabricated stories that confuse the public and affect the honor and prestige of the royal government of Cambodia. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
Following the public request letter released by the telecommunication regulator of Cambodia, the government has blocked Radio Free Asia Khmer and in English, including their website, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube accounts, the social media websites of Cambodian Daily and Kamortara, the data records sector of Cambodian Centre for Independent Media, CCIM, were also made unavailable for the Cambodian public. Independent news website, Without Fear or Favour.kh, was also blocked. A letter from the telecommunications regulator of Cambodia stated, the action will be taken to block the domains of media units that publish misleading information that affects the honour and prestige of the royal government. The websites do not meet the conditions for doing businesses in the Ministry of Information. Mayor Sapon confirmed that the government ordered the online news sites to be blocked in Cambodia because they spread false information and fabricated allegations against the government without clear sources. He said that the media outlets do not respect the law and are unethical and unprofessional. He added, Radio Free Asia and the Cambodian Daily are news sources that constantly publish unbalanced, exaggerated and misleading information. They misled the public by using inappropriate words to insult the royal government and the Cambodian leadership at will. They cannot be used for valid sources for people to make everyday decisions. People should not follow the information from these newspapers. Ms. Rapon pointed out that the decision to shut down the CCIM's Kamanotora and public database aimed to providing information on things like land disputes and government documents and made because the entity did not fulfill its obligations in accordance with legal procedures and legal norms as the news agency to be recognised as legitimate. He added that the Kamanotora also publishes information to confuse the public. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP, which was formed last year, appears to be having a positive impact on Cambodia's regional export market. When compared to the same time last year, Cambodia has seen a 24% increase in exports to other RCEP countries, amounting to just over $4 billion, according to a report from the Ministry of Commerce on Monday. The RCEP went into effect on January 1st, 2022, and is a free trade agreement comprised of 15 countries, including the 10 ASEAN members, and Australia, China, New Zealand, Japan, and South Korea. Cambodia's top 3 export destinations within the RCEP are Vietnam, Thailand, and Singapore, with shipments worth over $1.4 billion, $527 million, and $415 million respectively. Spokesperson of the Ministry of Commerce, Pen Sovichiat, said that Cambodia's trade with RCEP countries has increased due to the trade preferences under the Mega Regional Trade Pact. He said, quote, with almost zero trade tariffs, exporters have been able to take advantage of the trade deal, resulting in increased exports and imports from Cambodia. While Cambodian exports increased in the first half of 2023, the kingdom's imports from the RCEP countries decreased by 17%, totaling about $10.7 billion. Kristen Winters, EAC News. You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Early this morning, the National Election Committee started to send ballots, confidential seals, indelible ink, and other materials to be distributed to Cambodia's 25 provinces that will hold national elections on July 23rd. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has the details.
NEC spokesman Hung Putia confirmed that the NEC has printed more than 13 million ballots, over 11 million of which will go directly to the voting stations, while more than 1 million will be held in provincial capitals. While there are only around 9.7 million people eligible to vote, the government keeps extra ballots on hand to supplement destroyed or mistakenly marked ballots. Chairman of the National Electoral Committee, Plak Chan, said that the government have ordered 52,000 bottles in indelible ink from India, which will be distributed to 23,789 polling stations, and an average of 270 ml bottles will be distributed to each station, while Cambodian voters will dip their index finger to prove that they have voted. More than half of the registered voters in this election are women, and voter turnout is expected to be high based on the president of encouragement of the Prime Minister Hun Sen and the measures he has put in place, such as buses to transport people to their hometowns and requesting employers to give their workers 3 days off to vote from July 22nd to 24th. Campaign season officially ends on Friday, while the 7th National Assembly election will take place this Sunday, the 23rd of July. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Water Resources and Meteorology said that Cambodia will feel the effects of the 4th typhoon this season, along with moderate southwest monsoon winds in the eastern Pacific Ocean this week. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has the details.
The typhoon dubbed Talim is expected to cause light to moderate rainfall mixed with thunderstorms and heavy winds in both the central lowlands and the highlands. Coastal areas can expect moderate to heavy rain mixed with thunderstorms and heavy winds. There will be strong winds in the sea causing dangerously high waves. The ministry also warned of active low-pressure areas that could become the new typhoon as it enters the northern Philippines in the coming days. The Ministry of Water and Resources issued a similar warning last week about the weather that resulted in tourists on the islands near Sentinelville unable to travel to the sea for over 2 days. The ministry called on everyone to be vigilant against the stormy weather. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
តើលោកអ្នកចិត្តរៀបអាពាហ៍ពិពាហ៍មែនទេហើយពិបាករកក្រុមហ៊ុនថតវីដេអូផ្សាយផ្ទាល់ដែលមានគុណភាពមែនទេអស់កង្វល់រ៉ាទីកាជាក្រុមហ៊ុនទទួលស្គាល់លំដាប់អន្តរជាតិលើសេវាកម្មថតផ្សាយផ្ទាល់គ្រប់កម្មវិធីកម្រិត 4K ដំបូងបង្អស់នៅកម្ពុជារ៉ាទីកាប្រើប្រាស់ឧបករណ៍ទំនើបម៉ាកល្បីធានាគុណភាពការផលិតតាមបច្ចេកវិទ្យាទាន់សម័យរ៉ាទីកានឹងជួយធ្វើឲ្យកម្មវិធីលោកអ្នកកាន់តែមានភាពអស្ចារ្យលោកអ្នកនឹងបានឃើញរាល់សកម្មភាពក្នុងពិធីទៅលើកញ្ចក់ទូរទស្សន៍ទំហំធំកម្រិត 4K និងការបញ្ចាំងលើផ្ទាំងក្រណាត់សព្រមទាំង LED ដែលមានរូបភាពច្បាស់ត្រជាក់ភ្នែកសូមអញ្ជើញកក់ពីឥឡូវនេះតាមរយៈលេខទូរស័ព្ទ012 823 848 017 838 889និង016 823 848រ៉ាទីកាទំនុកចិត្តការទទួលខុសត្រូវនិងគុណភាពខ្ពស់រ៉ាទីកា Entertainment ក្រុមតន្ត្រីអាជីពកំសាន្តបែបស្រាលពីរោះមិនថ្លង់ភ្ញៀវរំភើបចិត្តពិធីរឹតតែអស្ចារ្យ Relax រ៉ាទីកា Entertainment ញ៉ាំងឲ្យកម្មវិធីលោកអ្នកកាន់តែមានភាពអធិកអធមរ៉ាទីកា Entertainment ក្រុមតន្ត្រីដ៏ល្អសម្រាប់ក្រុមគ្រួសារលោកអ្នកសូមអញ្ជើញកក់ពីឥឡូវនេះសម្រាប់កម្មវិធីលោកអ្នកតាមរយៈលេខទូរស័ព្ទ017 838 889 012 823 848និង016 823 848
EAC News' audience is growing. Our YouTube channel has over 150,000 verified subscribers. To mark the milestone, we've received the Silver Creator Award from YouTube. It's given to channels with over 100,000 subscribers. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki says the award celebrates EAC News' hard work and incredible achievement. She says we've brought a unique voice and style to the world, but have also created valuable connections and built a community along the way. The next milestone we're going for is 1 million subscribers, and we'd really like that Gold Creator Award. So if you're not already a subscriber, head to YouTube and search for EAC News. Subscribers get alerts when the daily roundup is premiering and live events are streaming. Get all the latest breaking news and updates from Cambodia in English. The EAC News channel on YouTube. Cambodia made clear. If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of our platforms and channels. The EAC News app, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website www.eacnews.asia. EAC News' passionate team of reporters, writers, cameramen and video editors are hard at work around the clock. bringing you world-class reports on everything from local and regional news to the latest international stories and the most dramatic footage from around the world. It takes meetings, research, phone calls and emails. And that's before we even get out of the newsroom and onto the set.
I'm Anthony Ellis, a news reporter for EAC News. Thanks for watching.
Cambodian tourist to China. I'm Kristen Winters. I'm a news reporter with EAC News. Thank you for watching.
I'm Darshana Gauchan, EAC News reporter. Thanks for watching us.
I'm Dekha Nim, Sales and Marketing Manager at EAC News. Thank you for joining us.
I am Honsre Watt, EAC News Channel Manager. Thank you for watching us.
EAC News English language news show, Cambodia's most comprehensive, the daily roundup on the EAC News channel, shooting interviews into the field. And those pieces to camera. Join us and subscribe. We wouldn't want you to miss a thing. The daily roundup on the EAC News channel. EAC News, Cambodia made clear.
You're watching EAC News.
Thanks for joining us.
Cheyo គណៈបកប្រជាជនកម្ពុជាដល់រុងរឿងគណៈបកប្រជាជនកម្ពុជាការពារនិងលើកស្ទួយផលប្រយោជន៍របស់ប្រជាជន 1. ថែរក្សាការពារសន្តិភាពសន្តិសុខសណ្ដាប់ធ្នាប់និងសុវត្ថិភាពសង្គមដើម្បីធានាភាពសុខសាន្តរបស់ប្រជាជននិងការអភិវឌ្ឍប្រទេសជាតិ
2. ផ្ដល់សេវាសាធារណៈជូនប្រជាពលរដ្ឋប្រកបដោយតម្លាភាពងាយស្រួលនិងជឿទុកចិត្តបន្តអនុវត្តការមិនយកកម្រៃសេវាលើការចុះបញ្ជីកំណើតបញ្ជីអាពាហ៍ពិពាហ៍បញ្ជីមរណភាពការផ្ដល់សៀវភៅស្នាក់នៅសៀវភៅគ្រួសារនិងអត្តសញ្ញាណប័ណ្ណសញ្ជាតិខ្មែរ
3. បន្តមិនយកពន្ធលើដីកសិកម្មជាលក្ខណៈគ្រួសារជួយកសិករក្នុងការពង្រីកផលិតកម្មនិងការរកទីផ្សារលក់កសិផលដោយថ្លៃសមរម្យបែងចែកដីនិងផ្ដល់កម្មសិទ្ធិដីជូនគ្រួសារក្រីក្រគ្មានដីដែលបានអនុវត្តតាមលក្ខខណ្ឌសម្បទានដីសង្គមគិច្ចទប់ស្កាត់ការទន្ទ្រានកាន់កាប់ដីគ្រប់ប្រភេទរបស់រដ្ឋដោយខុសច្បាប់និងបន្តធ្វើប្រទានកម្មដីជូនប្រជាជនរស់នៅនិងអាស្រ័យផលលើទីតាំងដីរដ្ឋតាមគោលការណ៍ដែលរដ្ឋបានកំណត់
4. បន្តអនុវត្តគោលការណ៍លុបការបង់ភាសីនិងការបង់ថ្លៃផ្សេងទៀតចំពោះការលក់ដូររបស់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋតាមកញ្ច្រែងកញ្ជើល្អីនៅតាមទីផ្សារនានានៅទូទាំងប្រទេសអាជីវករលក់ដូរតាមផ្សាររដ្ឋនិងទីតាំងផ្សាររដ្ឋមានសិទ្ធិកាន់កាប់ប្រើប្រាស់និងអាស្រ័យផលលើតូបរៀនស្តង់លក់ដូរនិងមានសិទ្ធិផ្ទេរសិទ្ធិទាំងនេះឲ្យកូនចៅឬអ្នកដទៃបានបន្តកាត់បន្ថយចំណាយសម្រាប់ការរស់នៅរបស់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋតាមរយៈយន្តការនៃការរក្សាស្ថិរភាពថ្លៃម្ហូបអាហារនិងកាត់បន្ថយថ្លៃទឹកនិងថ្លៃអគ្គិសនីសម្រាប់ប្រជាជនទូទៅ
5. លើកកម្ពស់ការអនុវត្តគោលនយោបាយភូមិឃុំសង្កាត់មានសុវត្ថិភាពបន្តអភិវឌ្ឍគ្រប់ឃុំសង្កាត់ឲ្យមានផ្លូវគមនាគមន៍កាន់តែល្អតាមរយៈការជួសជុលថែទាំផ្លូវជាប្រចាំការស្ថាបនាផ្លូវថ្មីថែមទៀតនិងការលើកកម្ពស់ផ្លូវពីផ្លូវដីទៅជាផ្លូវក្រាលកៅស៊ូឬផ្លូវបេតុងមានអគ្គិសនីនិងទឹកស្អាតប្រើប្រាស់គ្រប់គ្រាន់មានប្រព័ន្ធធារាសាស្ត្រកាន់តែប្រសើរឡើងនិងមានសេវាទូរគមនាគមន៍ប្រកបដោយគុណភាព 6.
បន្តដំឡើងប្រាក់